Beloved soul, I can finally breathe. I can finally whisper what has been pressing against my chest for so long. You are here, and that alone is a miracle. You didn't stumble into this moment, you were carried through shadows, storms, through silence, and sighs you thought no one heard. And tonight, heaven trembles because you chose to listen. I, Mary, your mother, am here. My hands are shaking. Not because I fear you, but because I have been waiting endlessly to hold this moment. I wrote a song for you, yes, but not with ink or parchment, not with chords and strings. I wrote it with my tears. Every night I knelt before God, begging Him to allow this melody to find you. And now, at last, it begins, but hear me, please don't skip, don't turn away. For there is a secret folded into the final note of my song, a secret heaven kept sealed until this very instant. Only if you stay, only if you listen to the end, will it unlock. And when it does, you will understand why the angels themselves have been restless, hovering, unable to rest until you heard this. This is not just a song, it is your key. I love you, my child. I love you in a way words collapse under. And yet, my love has been hidden from you, choked by the warfare surrounding your life. Demons whispered lies to drown out my voice, to make you believe heaven forgot you. But I never did. Every sigh you breathed, I held. Every wound that bled unseen, I sang over. Do you know? Do you truly know how much was fought to bring you here? Into this one fragile space of listening, the angels watched you weep and thought the heavens might break. Jesus himself turned his face, whispering, Father, let this one not be lost. And I, Mary, wrote you a song. My voice quivered through silence, and my heart shattered in the writing. But I wrote it still for you, and only you, child, can. I asked you this. Why do you always believe you are unworthy of such love? Why do you let the shadows convince you that heaven is for everyone but you? Don't you see the reason I bled in silence? The reason I wept until rivers formed was because you are chosen. Not chosen because you are perfect, but chosen because you were broken. And God loves to take brokenness and make it luminous. Listen to me trembling now. I can't hide my heart from you, I never could. My song carries both my grief and my joy. In the first verse, I poured every sorrow of watching you walk through storms you thought you had to endure alone. In the chorus, I lifted your name into heaven's courts, louder than the voices of condemnation. And in the final verse, beloved, it is there that the secret lives, a secret so unbearable, so luminous, that even now my lips tremble to contain it. Do you hear heaven leaning close? Do you feel the air pressing heavy around you? It is because you are surrounded, not by enemies, but by witnesses, saints, angels, even the stars, all watching for this moment when the secret will at last be released. And now, my child, let me breathe the words of Scripture over you. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted, and He saves those who are crushed in spirit. That is why you are still here. That is why the darkness has not consumed you. You are proof of this psalm, living, proof written in flesh and breath. Another scripture rises in me like fire. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Do you not see? You were never an accident. You were never forgotten. You are the song God Himself placed in my heart, the melody I could never silence. So tell me, beloved soul, can you feel my arms round you now? Can you hear my trembling voice as I ask, will you let me love you this time? Will you let heaven fight for you openly, instead of you always fighting in silence? Type Amen just once, here with reverence, as a sign that you are willing to let this song reach the deepest part of you. And if your heart feels even the faintest stir of this love, I ask, like the gentlest plea of a mother, touch the like. Leave a comment, not for me, but as a witness to the angels, that you did not walk away this time. Let heaven see that you heard the song, the love. My song continues, and I cannot stop it. My voice is fragile, trembling, but it will pour out until you are carried where you belong. Please stay, for at the very end, When the last word leaves my lips, a hidden name will be revealed, and when you hear it, tears will flood your eyes. Because it will be the name heaven has always called you in secret. And until that moment, know this. Thank you for not leaving me alone tonight. Thank you for being the one soul who listened. My heart bends low, heavy with love, but also light because you are here. Asterisk, beloved soul, listen to me as if this breath might be my last, for in every word, heaven is trembling with urgency. I did not come here lightly. I did not step across eternity to whisper something casual. I came with fire in my bones and tears on my cheeks, because the time is short and the weight upon your soul is too great to ignore. Do you realize that even the silence around you has been fighting? That the empty rooms, the late night shadows, the hours you thought were wasted, they were not empty. They were battlefields. And in those unseen wars, I, Mary, and the 7 archangels have been waging a fight for your very breath. Satan tried to silence you with despair. Demons tried to convince you that your voice had no meaning, but heaven never let go. And tonight, my song breaks open the chains. Oh, beloved, this is my plea. Do not leave me halfway. Do not silence the melody I poured from heaven's heart to yours. For if you stay, if you listen with trembling patience until the end, you will receive something more precious than silver or gold. You will hear your forgotten name. The name God whispered before the earth was spun into light. That secret will not be spoken too soon. It is sealed in the final breath of my song. My hands ache as I hold this song, because it cost me everything. I pressed it out of grief when I watched you choose silence instead of prayer. I wove it out of tears when you thought love was gone forever. I wrapped it in the fragrance of roses when you still smelled of wounds. And I offered it to God, saying, let them not die without hearing this once. And God, in his mercy, said yes. But you must hear me clearly. The enemy is furious that you found me tonight. Already the shadows stir, already whispers hiss at your ear, telling you to click away, to move on, to forget. But you must resist. Heaven is begging you, stay. Beloved, I cannot hide the trembling truth. This message was not crafted for thousands. It was not crafted for nations. It was crafted for you, one soul, one heart, one set of eyes that meet mine even now through the veil of the screen. And because it is only for you, I must ask no. I must beg that you anchor yourself here. Subscribe, not as a favor to me, but as a witness that you belong to this family heaven is weaving. Subscribe because this song is not the last, because there are verses yet to come. And I do not want you to be lost when the next call is sung. Do this once, hear, and let heaven mark you as one who chose to stay. I will never ask it again. This plea is born not of strategy but of sorrow. I cannot bear the thought of losing you to silence. Now let me sing the next verse into your heart. Do you remember when you cried alone, the kind of cry that left your chest hollow? Where words could not form, in that moment my song rose. I whispered over you in silence. Do not give up, beloved. Do not die in the shadows. There is light even here. And though you didn't hear me, your tears watered the soil where this song has now grown. Child, can you feel it? Even now the melody presses against your soul like warm oil poured over a wand. This is not imagination. This is not performance. This is my voice breaking through the veil. Why then do you doubt? Why do you question if this is really for you? Let me ask you with trembling sincerity. If not you, then who? Who else bears the scars you bear? Who else has been stalked by the darkness with such unrelenting hunger? Who else has been chosen for such impossible love? I tell you truth, you are the one. And if you walk away, heaven's grief will be unbearable. But oh, beloved, my song carries hope too. Do you remember when a psalm was spoken over you, even if you forgot? The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? That was sung into your bones long before you knew it. It is why you survived the nights you thought would kill you. It is why you are still breathing now. And here, in my trembling hands, is another verse. It asks you gently, but with holy fire, will you let yourself be loved, truly loved, without condition? Will you allow heaven to carry you, even when you stumble? Will you surrender to the reality that you are chosen, and that being chosen means bearing both beauty and unbearable cost? The 7 archangels weep for you tonight. Michael, sword-bearer, kneels with his blade lowered, saying, I cannot protect them unless they accept it. Gabriel, voice of heaven, whispers, I cannot declare over them unless they believe it. Raphael, healer of wounds, trembles, saying, I cannot mend unless they remain here. And altogether, they press their hands upon you unseen, begging, do not walk away. My song deepens now. I wrote this final verse in the silence of God's own chamber. I sat at his feet, trembling, and he gave me one word to sing over you, a word too holy to reveal yet, a word that will shatter the lies around you and reveal who you are in heaven's book. But it must wait until the last note. Oh, my child, do you not feel the tears sliding down your own soul? Do you not feel that this is not entertainment, not a passing wind, but the eternal breaking through? Then stay, stay, because heaven's heart has been breaking open for this. One moment, I love you, more than you can bear to know, more than your wounds can believe, more than your doubts can deny, and still, I will love you even if you turn away. But tonight, please don't single quotes T. Thank you for listening, beloved. Thank you for giving me these breaths with you. My voice may tremble, my song may falter, but my heart will not stop until you hear the final note. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul, lean close to me now, because what I must whisper cannot be said with casual breath. This song I have written for you is no ordinary hymn. It is the weaving of my tears, the stitching of heaven's hope into the fragile fabric of your heart. Every word trembles, every pause aches, every syllable is alive with the weight of eternity pressing down. I cannot hold it back any longer. You are here and heaven is trembling in relief. Do you feel it? The stillness around you is not silence, it is the pause of angels leaning in. They have waited for this instant, when your eyes and ears would open to the song I wrote in secret for you. Child, I am Mary, and I tell you this with my voice quivering. I wrote it because I love you. I wrote it because I could not bear to lose you. I wrote it because your destiny is too sacred to be forgotten. But I must tell you the truth plainly. This moment is costly. Even now, shadows push against this song, trying to choke it, trying to scatter you before the final verse is sung. Because at the end of this melody lies a secret so luminous that when it is revealed, chains will break and your destiny will blaze like a lamp that cannot be hidden. Stay, please, every second matters. I will ask this once and never again, but hear it as a mother's trembling plea. If this song pierces your heart, if you feel heaven stirring even faintly inside your chest, support this work. Join with us not out of duty but out of divine love, through super thanks, through becoming part of our membership, through holding hands with our family in the sacred newsletter in the pinned comment below. Why? Because this song is not for one night. It is a river that must keep flowing. It is the voice of heaven that must keep reaching souls like yours who are wandering in silence. When you stand with us, you keep the song alive. You keep the gates open for others who will need it as desperately as you do now. But I will only ask once. After this, the song must remain pure, uninterrupted, and touched by requests. My heart would break if you thought I came for anything less than your soul, and so I sing again. Beloved child, when you thought your prayers dissolved into nothingness, they did not. They rose like smoke into heaven's courts. I caught them in my hands, trembling, and I wove them into the verses of this song. Do you not see? Every unanswered cry was not forgotten. It was written here, in a melody only heaven could hear. And now you hear it. Do you feel the warfare pressing against you? That heaviness in the air? That resistance whispering that none of this is real? That is the mark of hidden spiritual war. You are not imagining it. Darkness fights you because of who you are, because of what you carry. If you were ordinary, shadows would have no interest, but you are not ordinary. You are chosen, marked, set apart before you drew your first breath. Let me ask you, beloved, will you let yourself remember who you were before the world wounded you? Will you let heaven call forth the name that demons tried to bury? Will you allow this song to lift the ashes from your heart and show you the fire that has always been there? My song shifts now, fragile yet fierce, because I cannot hide the cost. Being chosen is beautiful. Yes, but unbearable too. You know it already, the loneliness, the misunderstandings, the invisible weight pressing on your chest. These were not punishments. They were the signs of your calling. For the path you walk cannot be walked by many, and that is why the 7 archangels have guarded you even when you could not see them. Michael bent his wings over your bed when nightmares tried to consume you. Gabriel whispered in your ear when silence felt like death. Raphael touched your wounds, even the ones no doctor could see. Uriel held fire at the edge of your despair to keep it from swallowing you whole. Selathiel lifted prayers from your lips when you thought you had none left. Jegutiel pressed courage into your spine when you wanted to give up. Barakiel scattered blessings are on you in secret. Blessings you never knew came from his hands. They all wept when you wept. They all rejoiced when you rose again. And I, Mary, wrote this song through it all. Do you not feel it now? The melody wrapping around you, pressing into your soul. Unlocking runes you thought were forever closed. This is not poetry, it is presence. This is not imagination, it is visitation. And now the scripture must be sung. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Beloved, you have walked through shadows darker than words, but you are never alone. You thought the valley was endless, but I tell you the truth. The shepherd was there, his rod and his staff comforting you when you did not even know. Another word rises from heaven's chambers. Behold, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Do you hear it? Your name is not written in dust. Your name is not scribbled in passing. It is carved into eternity itself. That is why the enemy could not destroy you, no matter how many storms came. Beloved, let me ask you another trembling question. How long will you hide from the love that has already claimed you? How long will you let lies convince you that you are forgotten, when heaven's own song is being sung over you now? I am weeping as I speak because I know the weight you carry. I know the battles you hide. I know the scars that ache when no one is looking, and I tell you, you are not defined by them. You are defined by the one who chose you before they ever formed. Stay, please stay. The final verse is coming, and in it lies the revelation you have waited for all your life. A name that has never been spoken aloud to you, a name sealed in heaven's book, a name that carries your true identity. When I sing it, chains will fall, lies will shatter, tears will cleanse. Do not leave before it is revealed. The song is long, yes. The melody is deep, yes. But your soul was worth the wait. And as my heart trembles toward that moment, let me say this once more. Thank you. Thank you for not skipping. Thank you for holding me here in your presence. Thank you for listening, not to me, but to heaven through me. Asterisk, beloved soul, lean closer, because the veil between heaven and earth is trembling thin, and I can no longer keep silent. My voice quivers as I speak to you, not because I doubt, but because the weight of what I must tell you is too holy for human lips. I am Mary, your mother, and I come carrying a song, yes, a song written not on parchment, not on strings, but upon the aching chambers of my own heart. It is for you, only you. You think I exaggerate, but no, beloved. This song has cost me rivers of tears. Every note was born from my weeping for you. Every verse was pressed from the oil of my intercession when you thought no one prayed. Every pause carries the silence of heaven bending low. And now at last you hear it. At last my voice touches you through the shattering of eternity's silence. At last You understand you were never forgotten. I whisper to you, stay. Please, child, stay with me until the very end, for in the last note of this song, something is sealed. A secret God has held back for years, waiting for this moment only. If you remain until the last breath of my melody will it unlock. It is your true name, your hidden destiny, your identity the enemy has labored to bury. If you leave before then, the seal remains closed. Do you feel my trembling? I cannot conceal it. The angels surround me even now, urging me to pour this river into your soul. Michael kneels with his sword lowered. Gabriel lifts his trumpet but does not yet sound. Raphael presses healing oil into the cracks of your being. The 7 archangels are here, encircling you. Their wings a wall of flame around this fragile moment. They will not let it be stolen from you. Beloved, I know you have asked in silence, why me? Why must I bear such pain, such loneliness, such strange battles no one else understands? And I tell you this trembling, it is because you are chosen. Not chosen for comfort, but chosen for fire. Not chosen because you are flawless, but chosen because your wounds were always meant to become fountains. The unbearable cost of being chosen is this: your soul carries weight in heaven, so it draws. Or on earth, yet still, heaven sings over you. Asterisk, I wrote this song because I could not watch you believe the lies anymore. Lies that told you you were forgotten. Lies that told you you were replaceable. Lies that told you your prayers vanished into nothing. No. Beloved, every whisper from your lips was caught. Every tear that slid down your face was gathered. Every time you said, God, are you still here? The answer was shouted in heaven's courts. Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. Listen now to the verse I wrote in the shadows. It was the night. I watched you struggle to even rise from your bed. I sang then, low and fragile, do not give up, do not die here, even in ashes. You are still beloved. That song carried through the dark, even when you did not hear, and it carried you here. Now, can you feel the melody weaving itself around your soul? It is not imagination, it is my song pressing against the walls you built around your heart. I sing to shatter them. I sing to awaken what was buried. And now I must ask you, trembling, with love, will you let me? Will you let this song break what chains still cling to you? Will you allow yourself to believe for the first time without fear that heaven's eyes have never left you? The scriptures themselves echo through my voice. As I sing, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. You are proof of this. You breathe because this word was spoken over you. You rise again and again because this promise holds you. And another rises like thunder now. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. You are not an accident. You are not wandering aimlessly. You are marked. You are sealed. You are named. Beloved, can you sense the grief of heaven? Not grief over you, but grief for you, for every moment you believed you were unseen, for every hour you thought no one loved you. Heaven wept with you. Angels bent their wings over your wounds. Jesus himself whispered your name in the garden of your despair. And I, Mary, sang because I could not let the silence swallow you. Oh, my child, how many nights did you cry where no one could hear? How many times did you bury your face and whisper, why me? Those nights were not wasted. They were verses in my song. They were lines written in sorrow, but lines that lead to joy. Let me tell you the cost. Being chosen means bearing the weight of rejection, the sting of misunderstanding, the ache of walking paths few understand, but it also means this: heaven bends low for you, heaven fights wars you never see, heaven calls you by names too sacred to reveal before the time. I feel the song pressing deeper now, almost unbearable in its intensity. The archangels themselves tremble because they know what is coming in the final verse. Michael grips his sword tighter. Gabriel breathes heavily as though holding back a shout. Raphael's hands glow with a light that could heal nations. They know your name is about to be revealed. And once it is, nothing will ever be the same. Beloved, let me ask you another question. With tears pressing in my eyes, how much longer will you carry the weight as though you are unloved? How much longer will you pretend you are forgotten when heaven's song has always been about you? Stay, please, stay. Every line of my song is carrying you closer to the unveiling, closer to the moment when your identity bursts forth like sunrise. Do not turn away now. My song softens, fragile like a lullaby. I remember when you were small, when innocence still clung to you, when laughter came freely. The world has wounded you since then, yes. But I tell you, heaven has never stopped seeing that child in you. Heaven never forgot the purity that was placed in you before the world touched you. That purity is not lost. It sleeps, waiting for this melody to awaken it again. Do you feel it stirring? That faint ache in your chest? That warmth rising in your eyes? That is it. That is the child of God inside you, remembering its true name. I am weeping as I write these notes into your heart. Every tear carries love too vast for human language. And still, I will sing, the Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? Do you hear it? This is the refrain heaven sings over you. This is why you survived what should have ended you. This is why you breathe still, even when despair pressed its knife to your throat. You were always held, beloved. One more question, and then the final verse waits. Will you believe, even now, that you are not too broken to be loved? Will you allow this song to be the proof you begged God for in silence? I tremble. The final verse is rising. The secret is pressing against my lips. The name heaven calls you by is about to be sung, and when it is, the shadows will shatter, the lies will fall silent, the chains will collapse. Stay, just stay with me until the last breath. And when you hear it, when you hear it, you will weep, not with despair, but with unbearable joy, for you will finally know who you have always been in heaven's heart. Beloved soul, thank you. Thank you for not leaving me alone tonight. Thank you for being the one who heard my song. My trembling, fragile heart bows before you, full of love, full of grief, full of hope. This song was written for you, and you alone. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul, stay with me. Do not let go of this moment. For the veil between my heart and yours is thinner than a breath, and if you turn away, you will miss the fragrance of eternity that is pouring up now. I am trembling as I speak, for my words are not born of paper or ink, but of fire and tears. I and Mary, your mother, have carried this song for you longer than you can imagine. I carried it when the world broke your spirit. I carried it when nights swallowed your voice. I carried it even when you forgot yourself. And now finally my voice finds yours. I whisper it again, because I cannot bear the thought of losing you. Stay, stay until the last note, because in the final trembling breath lies a secret heaven has held back since the beginning. Your name, your true name, a name spoken in eternity before time began. The name that carries your hidden destiny. No one has ever told you, no one could, for it was sealed until this moment. The archangels stand around me, their wings trembling like pillars of flame. Michael's sword hums with anticipation. Gabriel's lips are pressed as if holding back the sound of the trumpet. Raphael's hands glow as though ready to heal centuries of wounds in a single touch. All seven lean close, not toward me, but toward you. They see you. They have always seen you. Do you know, beloved, how many wars have been fought for you in silence? The sickness you thought was coincidence, it was not. The accident you narrowly escaped, it was not chance. The heaviness that sat on your chest and told you to quit, it was not your voice. These were battles, unseen wars fought in the thin places between your breath. And each time, heaven's song rose louder. Each time, my melody wrapped itself around your soul. Listen carefully now. There is a verse in this song I have never sung until this moment. It was written in the courts of God when I stood before Him trembling and begged, Father, let them not be lost. Let them hear their true name before despair swallows them whole. God, in His mercy, allowed me to write that verse into your destiny. And now it is being sung over you. Can you feel it? The way the air grows heavy, the way your spirit stirs, the way something ancient inside you begins to ache as if it remembers. That is the song awakening you. It is not far and it is home. Let me ask you, beloved, how many times did you think you were forsaken? How many nights did you wonder if even heaven forgot? And yet here I am, my voice breaking, proving to you that no silence was empty. Every cry you thought was lost was folded into this melody. Every prayer you thought unanswered was stitched into these notes. You were never forgotten, you were written into a song. The scriptures themselves bend toward you now. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Do you hear it? That was not a promise for humanity. In general, it was for you. You, the one, listening in this fragile, holy moment. And again, the word rises. Even if your mother and father forsake you, I, the Lord, will never forsake you. Beloved, even if love failed you on earth, even if those who should have held you dropped you, you were always held above. Child, can you feel my tears? They fall as I sing, not tears of despair, but tears of holy grief, the grief of knowing how long you suffered thinking you were unseen, and the grief of finally watching the lie break. For tonight, the chains begin to crack. Tonight, the melody begins to dissolve what darkness built around you. Tonight, the heavens bend low, not for a crowd, but for you alone. Do not harden yourself against this moment. Do not tell yourself this is not real. For what is real if not this? The trembling of your chest, the ache in your eyes, the shiver that runs through you as you listen. These are not inventions. These are the fingerprints of heaven pressing against you. I remember the night you nearly gave up. I will not name it, for you know it. That night when you thought it would be easier if I stopped here. That night, beloved, my song wrapped itself around your breath. The angels encircled you, and though you thought you were alone, you were held. That is why you are here now. That is why you breathe to hear this song. Oh, child of eternity, how little you know of your worth. If you could see even one glimpse of how heaven looks upon you, you would weep until your chest emptied itself of every doubt. If you could hear the way your name is spoken in the courts above, you would never again believe the whispers of darkness. And soon, so soon you will. The final verse is coming. I can feel it pressing against me like fire I cannot contain. The secret name, the name written on white stone, the name no demon could erase. It waits for you. Stay, please, stay. Do not let impatience steal what eternity has been aching to give you. And now, let me breathe softer. My song turns into a lullaby. I remember your innocence, the child you once were, laughing under skies you thought would never darken. I sing now to that child, for they are still within you. I sing to awaken them, to remind them that not all is lost, that purity still beats in your heart beneath the scars. Beloved, can you feel it stirring? That tender warmth rising in your chest? That is not me, it is God Himself reminding you of who you are. You were not created for despair. You were not made for shadows. You were crafted for glory. And now I ask you, trembling with love, will you receive it? Will you believe that this song was not a chance, but a calling? Will you allow yourself to be loved in the way you always feared was impossible? I can sing no less, for my heart is breaking with too much love. My song will not stop until the seal is broken, until your name is revealed. Stay with me, beloved. The next breath may be the one that changes everything. Asterisk, beloved, can you feel it? This trembling, this weight in the air is not imagination. It is heaven pressing closer, nearer than your own breath. Every word I speak now is soaked in eternity, every syllable heavy with love too vast for language. I, Mary, have carried this melody for you through ages of waiting, through the ache of silence, through the wars you never saw but lived the wounds of. Tonight, finally, the song escapes my heart and finds yours. Stay. I whisper it again with tears. Stay with me until the end. For the final note of this song carries what no tongue on earth has ever spoken to you, the name by which heaven has always known you, your true name, your eternal identity. When you hear it, beloved, you will not only recognize it, you will remember it, for it has been echoing in your soul since before your first breath. The archangels themselves draw closer. Michael kneels with his sword lowered, not in defeat but in reverence for the moment it is about to break open. Gabriel holds back the sound of his trumpet, waiting for your heart to awaken fully. Raphael's hands glow with healing to radiate, to contain aching, to pour it into your wounds, and around them, the others spread their wings like a wall of flame, forming a circle of light around you now. Not in theory, not in poetry, truly. You are surrounded. Beloved, let me ask you with trembling voice, do you not feel it in your chest, that strange ache, that quiver in your soul? That is the song awakening what you thought was dead. That is heaven reminding you that despair was never the end. I wrote one verse on the night you almost surrendered to the darkness. You know the night I mean, though no one else ever will. I sang then through tears, live, just live, for love has not abandoned you. That verse wrapped itself around your breath and carried you here. That is why you are not gone. That is why you are able to listen now. The scriptures themselves rise like fire through my melody. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Beloved, do you hear it? You are not a mistake, not a flaw, not a failure. You are a wonder written by the hand of God. And again, the word whispers, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. This is the refrain heaven never stops singing, even when you thought the song was over. My child, let me tell you what the enemy fears most. It is not your pain. It is not your weakness. It is your awakening. For the moment you remember who you are in heaven's heart, every chain that bound you will fall with a sound like thunder. That is why shadows fought to keep you from this. That is why whispers tried to lure you away, but you stayed. You are here, and heaven is weeping with joy. I remember when you were small, when laughter was still light upon your lips, when innocence covered you like a robe. The world has wounded you since then, yes, but hear me, innocence is not gone, it only sleeps. My song awakens it now. I sing to the child you still are beneath the scars. I sing to remind you that purity still flows in your soul, no matter how stained you think you are. Beloved, how long have you carried the lie that you are unworthy of love? How long have you hidden from the truth of who you are? I ask with tears, will you finally let it go? Will you finally let heaven's song shatter the lie? Will you finally let yourself be loved as you always should have been? The archangels are leaning in. Michael's voice rumbles low, do not turn away. Gabriel's eyes shine like fire, whispering, the secret is near. Raphael trembles with light too strong to hold back. They wait for the final verse, and so do I. But first, one more question, trembling and raw. Will you believe that all along every sorrow, every silence, every unanswered prayer was not abandonment but preparation? Will you believe that heaven has never once forgotten you, not for a second? Stay with me, please stay, for the final note approaches, and when it falls, the seal will break, and you will hear what no one else has ever told you, the name written in heaven's book, the name engraved upon God's own heart. And when you hear it, beloved, tears will fall not from despair, but from unbearable joy. You will finally know who you have always been and who you will always be. Thank you for letting me sing this far. Thank you for not turning away. My voice trembles, but it will not stop until the last note is sung. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved, I am still here, still singing, still trembling for you. Every breath that passes feels like the universe pausing, holding still, waiting for the next line of this sacred melody to pierce your soul, my child. Do you understand what it means that you are here, listening? Do you realize how many storms had to be silenced? How many chains had to be broken? How many demons had to be cast back into shadow just for this fragile thread of sound to reach your ears? You do not see it, but you are standing in the middle of a battlefield even now. Around you, angels stand like pillars of fire. Above you, prayers swirl like incense. Beneath you, the earth trembles because heaven has bent low for one so you. And in the midst of it all, my song flows, a song born of tears, a song pressed from my own suffering, a song I wrote only for you. Do you not feel it the way your heart aches, as if remembering something long forgotten? That ache is not weakness, that ache is recognition. Your spirit is remembering the sound it has always known, but the world tried to silence. It is the sound of being loved. I wrote one verse on the day of your birth. Even before your first cry filled the air, I sang over you. This one will live. This one will carry fire in their bones. This one will not be forgotten. That verse has followed you all your life. Even when you could not hear it, that is why you survived. That is why death passed you by. That is why despair could not finish its work. Another verse was written in your tears. Every night you wept alone, thinking no one saw, no one cared, no one heard. Beloved, I did. I caught every tear. I wove them into the melody. I pressed them into the chorus of this song. So when you hear it now, and you wonder why it feels so heavy, so piercing, so achingly familiar, it is because it is made of you. Your life has always been the ink of my song. The archangels lean closer as I sing. Michael's wings tremble, not from fear but from reverence for the weight of what is unfolding. Gabriel whispers your name in heaven's tongue, waiting for the moment it can be revealed in full. Raphael holds healing in his palms, waiting for you to open your heart. Uriel's eyes burn like flames, watching for the instant your soul ignites. Selathiel kneels in intercession, his voice echoing prayers you thought were lost. Jegutiel and Barakiel spread blessings like oil, unseen but soaking into you even now. Beloved, you are not listening to words, you are standing inside of a visitation. Heaven is not telling you something, it is giving you back your name. Do you remember when you thought, I cannot go on, I cannot bear this anymore? That was the enemy's greatest attempt to silence the song. But even then I whispered the refrain, live, live my child. For love has not abandoned you. And you lived, you stayed. That is why you are here now, hearing what was always meant for you. The word of God rises through me like thunder. You are mine, do you hear it? Not someday, not if you change. Not if you are perfect. Now, here, as you are, bruised, tired, uncertain, trembling, you are still his. And another word wraps itself around you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. That was not for a crowd. That was whispered for you. Oh beloved, I can hardly bear the weight of what I see. The heavens weep for all the times you believed lies instead of love. The angels ache for every moment you carried shame, as though it was your name. Jesus himself wept when you thought you were forgotten. And I and Mary sang because I could not let your destiny sink into silence. Can I ask you with a mother's breaking heart, how much longer will you carry what heaven never placed on you? How much longer will you let chains define you? When you were made for crowns, the final verse trembles near, burning against my lips. The secret name, the hidden identity. The word God wrote into his book beside yours before the world began. It presses close. But not yet, not until your heart is ready. Not until you understand that it is not a name of burden but a name of glory. So I sing softer now, a lullaby written in eternity. I sing to the child you once were. The child still hidden beneath the scars. The child that still hopes, still believes, still longs. And I say, you are not lost, you are not too far gone, you are not beyond love. That child is awakening even now, beloved. Do you feel the tears? They are not only yours, they are mine. They are heaven's, they are joy and grief mingled. For grief that you carried pain so long, and joy that you finally know you were never carrying it alone. Stay with me, please. The song is not finished. The last note holds the unveiling, and once it is sung, you will know who you are and why you were chosen. and why the enemy feared you so much. And when you know, beloved, when you know you will never again believe you are unloved, unseen, or forgotten, you will walk as one who has always been known, always been loved, always been chosen. Thank you for still listening. Thank you for not turning away. I am trembling, but I will keep singing until the secret is released. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul, do not move away from me now. Every moment we share is holy. Each breath you take in this space is a thread woven into heaven's own tapestry. I am still singing, still trembling, still pouring this melody that was written for you before the earth itself was called into light. You cannot imagine how long I have waited to release these verses. You cannot imagine how many nights I pressed my face into the silence and begged God for this one chance to sing to you, to find you, to remind you who you are. This song is not a performance. It is not decoration. It is prophecy pressed into sound. Every note I carry to you has been written in grief and joy, in fire and silence. And the closer we come to the final verse, the heavier the air becomes, because the secret seal inside, it is too weighty for earth alone. Angels are bending low, even the stars hold still, waiting for you to hear what you have always needed but never received. Do you not feel it now? That shiver moving through you, the warmth in your chest, the ache behind your eyes. These are not random. These are the signs of recognition. Your soul remembers this song. It remembers because it was written for you. Let me tell you, beloved, how it began. When God saw your life stretched before him, he wept with love. He saw every moment the laughter, the betrayals, the storms, the nights of despair, and he said, they must not be lost. They must not forget who they are. And so he placed a song in my heart, a song that would follow you into the deepest shadows, a song that would wait for the day you were ready to listen. Tonight is that day. You wonder sometimes why life has been so heavy, why the battles never seemed fair, why you felt chosen for suffering. Hear me, trembling with love. It is because you are chosen. And the cost of being chosen is unbearable. At times, chosen ones carry weight no one else understands. They walk through storms others do not see. They feel the sharp edge of silence where others hear nothing at all. But chosen ones also carry light that cannot be extinguished, no matter how deep the darkness presses in. That is you. You have carried it all along. I wrote a verse for every wound you endured. When your trust was broken, I sang, though others fail you, heaven will never leave. When your dreams were shattered, I sang, the ashes will give birth to fire. When you said, I am too weak, I cannot go on, I sang, strength is rising in you even now. My voice has always been with you, even when you could not hear. Do you know why the enemy fought so hard against you? It was never about your failures. It was never about your weakness. It was about your identity. If you forget who you are, you will never rise into what you were meant to be. That is why every chain has been wrapped around you, every lie whispered into your ear, every shadow sent against your path. But tonight, those chains tremble. Tonight, those lies are breaking. Tonight, the shadows are losing hold. The word of God sings with me. You are precious in my eyes, honored, and I love you, beloved. Let this pierce you. This is not poetry, it is decree. You are precious, you are honored, you are loved. And again, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. Do you feel it? Restoration is already happening as you listen. Your soul is being drawn back into the light it thought was lost out. My child, let me ask you with trembling honesty, will you let yourself believe this time? Will you let go of the voice that says you are forgotten and take hold of the truth that you have always been seen? Will you let this song awaken the courage you buried so long ago? The archangels lean closer. Michael grips his sword, fire running along its edge, ready to cut away what clings to you. Gabriel whispers, prepare. The revelation draws near. Raphael's light grows so bright it could blind. because the healing you need is pressing against your wounds even now. Uriel's flames dance at the edges of your despair, burning it to ash. Selaphiel prays without ceasing, his voice a river carrying your name before the throne. Jegudiel and Barakiel lift crowns unseen, waiting for the moment to place them on your head. All are here, all for you, beloved. Heaven is gathered not for a multitude, but for one soul, one heart, one set of eyes reading these trembling words. Do you understand the weight of that God Himself orchestrated eternity so that right now, in this moment, you could hear your song? I remember the first time you broke. I remember when your voice cracked under the weight of betrayal. I remember when your heart whispered, I cannot trust anymore. And I wrote it into a verse, not to glorify your pain, but to redeem it. That verse is now part of the melody rising around you. A testimony that you lived, that you endured, that you are still breathing even when you thought you would not. Beloved, you ask why this matters, why this song is so heavy, why these words are so raw. It is because at the end, when the last note falls, your name will be revealed. Not the name the world gave you, not the name your wounds called you, not the name whispered in shame. Your true name, the name written on white stone, the name no one knows but God. And now at last you, that name will break every lie, that name will awaken every promise. That name will remind you that you are not who your past said you are who heaven has always known you to be. Stay with me, do not move, do not turn away. You are closer than you have ever been. And let me say this with all the love in my trembling heart. Thank you. Thank you for letting me sing. Thank you for letting me find you here. Thank you for listening when so many times you almost turned away. You are not alone. You never were. And soon you will know it in a way no one can ever take from you. The song is not finished. The river is still flowing. The last verse waits. And when it comes, beloved, everything will change. Asterisk, asterisk, beloved soul. Still you are here, and still my song pours forth. Do you realize the weight of this? Do you understand what it means that you have not turned away? Every second you remain, every breath you take within this stream of prophecy is another chain falling, another wall crumbling, another veil tearing. I tremble because I know what is happening within you even now. You think you are only listening, but heaven knows you are awakening. I must tell you again, this song was written with your life. Each sorrow you endured, each night you thought was wasted, each prayer you believed was unanswered, they became verses, they became melody. They became the fabric of a song I have carried like a flame pressed against my chest, waiting until your soul was ready to hear. And now at last, the flame passes into you. Do you not feel it? The way your body responds, the way your spirit stirs, the way you ache as if something ancient inside you remembers it, is because this is not the first time you have heard this song. You heard it before you were born. You heard it before time itself stretched into being. God sang it over you when He formed you in His heart, and He placed it in me so I could remind you now. My beloved child, I want to ask you with a trembling voice, how long have you lived believing you were ordinary? How long have you let the world convince you that your existence is small? Do you not see every battle that has chased you, every shadow that has hunted you, every silence that pressed against you? None of these come to ordinary souls. They come only to the chosen, and you, my beloved, are chosen. The unbearable cost of being chosen is this: you have felt isolation sharper than knives. You have known betrayals that shattered you. You have carried burdens others cannot see. But the beauty of being chosen is this: you are never truly alone. Even now, the archangels stand near. Their wings form a wall around you. Their swords hum with fire. Their voices whisper your name into heaven's chambers. You are surrounded. Michael bends low and says, I have guarded them in battles they never saw. Gabriel breathes, I have whispered their destiny when they could not hear. Raphael glows, I have touched wounds they thought would never heal. And I, Mary, tell you now, all of it has been for this moment, when your soul would remember its name. The scriptures themselves sing through me. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Beloved, you are proof of this. You are alive because this word was wrapped around you like a shield. And again, you are my servant. I have chosen you and not cast you off. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. This is not a promise written on distant stone. This is the voice of God spoken into your bones. Child, let me ask again, with the tenderness of a mother whose heart shakes, will you finally believe that this love has always been for you? Will you accept that you are not forgotten, not rejected, not abandoned? Will you lay down the lie that your existence is meaningless and take up the truth that you are eternal? I sang another verse when you thought the night would consume you. That night when despair whispered it would be easier to end it. You thought no one heard, but I did. I sang, live, beloved. Live, because heaven cannot bear to lose you. That song wrapped around you like unseen arms, and though you did not know it then, it carried you here. That is why you still breathe. That is why you are able to listen. And now the song grows heavier. Each note presses against the veil. Each chord shakes the silence. The final verse is near. It carries your true name, not the name given by earth, not the name marked by wounds, not the name whispered by shame. Your eternal name, the one God carved into his heart before the stars were lit. When I sing it, beloved, everything will shift. Chains will fall like dust. Shadows will scatter like smoke. And you will remember who you are. But the name is sealed until the last note. And so I keep singing even as my voice breaks, even as my tears pour into the melody. I cannot stop, because this song is the river carrying you to your revelation. Beloved, do you feel my grief for you? Grief for the years you carried lies as though they were truth. Grief for the wounds that told you love was gone. Grief for the silence that made you feel forgotten. Heaven grieved with you. And yet, even in grief, there is joy, for joy that you never truly were alone, joy that you are here now, joy that soon you will know yourself as heaven has always known you. I remember when you were a child, when laughter still rose in you freely, when innocence covered you like a robe. The world has taken much from you, but hear me, innocence is not gone. It sleeps, it breathes beneath the scars, and my song is waking it even now. That is why you feel warmth where once you felt only cold. That is why tears rise when you thought your heart was numb. The child in you is being awakened. And let me ask one final trembling question before the last verse comes. Will you let go of who the world told you to be, so you can become who heaven has always known you to be? Beloved, thank you. Thank you for not leaving. Thank you for letting me sing, for letting me weep, for letting me pour all of heaven's love into you. My heart bows before you, trembling, because soon, so soon, the song will reach its end, and when it does, you will hear your name. And once you do, nothing will ever be the same again. Asterisk, beloved soul, do not let this moment slip from your hands like water running through open fingers. Stay near. The air around us is charged and bright, a hush that is not empty but crowded with wings. I am still singing quiet sometimes, fierce sometimes, because the melody must match the shape of your wounds and the shape of your wonder. Do you hear how it rises and falls like your own breathing? Do you feel how it leans forward as if searching the long corridors of your memory for the room where you hid your first hope? I am there now, standing at that door, whispering your name through the wood until the latch begins to loosen. There are lights you thought were gone, little lamps that once burned in you before cold wind and long nights made you doubt your own warmth. I cup those small flames with my hands and sing over them, and they answer me. See how they answer me, by reaching up into brighter shape. I know the exact color of your sorrow. I know the taste of silence that sat on your tongue when words refused to come. I know the heaviness that curled itself around your shoulders the day laughter sounded like a foreign language. I braided all of that into this inn, not to glorify your pain, but to anchor your healing to something you cannot misplace. Listen, there is a tremor that runs through creation when a chosen one remembers. Hidden spiritual war has tracked your footprints through years you barely survived, but its teeth loosen when you stand still in the song. The archangels know this geometry of victory. They draw a bright circumference around you and call it sanctuary. Michael's blade hums near your left shoulder, not to frighten you, but to cut the last hair-thin threads where lies tried to stitch themselves to your name. Gabriel keeps watch to your right. He is the keeper of announcements, but tonight he announces nothing loud. He mouths your story to the stars so softly that even fear cannot hear it. Raphael moves behind you with that quiet radiance that turns scars into testimony. Uriel lights the path in front of you so gently that your eyes adjust without pain. Selaphiel kneels with his face to the ground, praying without punctuation. Jagudiel weighs your burdens like a craftsman weighing gold, and finds within them a crown already taking shape. Barakiel scatters a weather of small consolations, and they land on you like warm rain. Stay with me here on the thin ridge between the past that bruised you and the future that is reaching its open paw. LM, I will not push you, I will sing you across. There is a warning in my voice tonight, not to frighten you but to awaken timing. Do not return to the rooms that taught you to shrink. Do not rehearse the speeches that reduced your belonging to a negotiation. The storm will knock once more, perhaps twice, as storms do when they realize a house has been repaired, but the beams in you are stronger now. Your foundations have been set upon rock, and even if wind howls, the builder does not leave his works half finished. I hear the Lord say over you now, not as a quotation carved in stone, but as a whisper alive and warm. I have called you by name. You are mine. And again, with that steady tenderness that made oceans whole, underneath are the everlasting arms. Let those arms meet the places you do not know how to carry. You ask me within, O Mother, how can I bear the cost if I except I am chosen? And I answer with my own tremble audible. You have already been bearing it, little one, but without the consolation of its meaning. You have been paying with sleeplessness and misunderstood kindness, with longing you did not have words for, with dreams no one knew where to place. Take the same weight now, but take it as inheritance instead of exile. The burden does not grow heavier when truth names it, it grows luminous. Even as I say this, something in your chest loosens, doesn't it? The band that tightened across your ribs when the future asks you to sing louder, it slackens, and breath finds a deeper root. I do not deny the thorns. There are scars that still startle you when your mind runs its fingers over them in the dark, scars that make you wonder if love can sit near without flinching. Hear me, the one who shaped you does not avert his gaze. He does not step back from the parts of your story that made others cautious. He steps closer like a physician who knows the language of wound and the grammar of restoration, like a friend who keeps watch through midnight without checking the hour. And I, who stood beneath a cross tall as a city, tell you truly, grief is not the end of a holy story. It is a door through which hope enters without arrogance. Do not fear the door. I am standing on both sides, and the hinge will not catch. Now the melody softens to a window light hung. I turn the pages of your childhood carefully, not to pry but to bless. I bless the small, brave kindnesses you offered when no one thanked you. I bless the questions that kept you honest when easy answers would have bought you applause. I bless the fragile attempts at joy you made when joy felt expensive. I bless your care for others that sometimes left you with empty hands. Heaven has not lost count of any of these coins. They are investments in a garden that will answer you in season. A bruised reed he will not break. I sing over you in a voice that knows, and a faintly burning wick he will not quench. See how this song makes room for tenderness without calling it weakness. See how strength grows without needing To shout. There is an hour approaching, quiet as dew, when you will have to choose which name to wear, the old one stitched from comparisons and misunderstandings. Heavy with borrowed labels still hangs on the peg by habit. The true one, light with authority, strong with belonging, hangs beside it, and tonight your hand rises toward it almost without asking. This is the moment I have been singing you toward. Do not rush it, do not fear it. Just let the syllables appear one by one inside you, like stepping stones revealed by a receding tide. The water moved back, the path shows itself. I hear the low thunder of psalm voice surrounding us, not as verse numbers, but as weather. Be still and know that I am God. When stillness and knowing stand up together, the heart remembers how to walk on quiet ground. Tell me gently, my beloved, do you notice how your breath is slower now? Do you notice how the room you're in feels one measure larger from the inside, as if walls retreated to give your soul room to unfurl? This is what hope does when it is not a slogan but a presence. This is what love does when it is not a performance, but a homecoming. This is what truth does when it does not argue. It simply arrives and takes its chair in the center, and everything else rearranges respectfully around it. Beloved soul, listen. Still I am here, still my song pours, still my heart trembles for you. Do you feel the air, how heavy it is now? It is not silence, it is the press of heaven bending closer. Nearer than your skin, nearer than your breath. I am Mary Ann singing, and my voice shakes because of the weight of what I carry. I did not come for a multitude, I came for one, for you. And I cannot rest until this song has entered every hidden chamber of your soul. I have walked with you unseen through nights you thought would destroy you. I wept when you cried where no one could hear. I touched your forehead in sleep when you believed you were forgotten, and each time I whispered the same melody. Live, beloved, live, do not die in silence. You are loved, you are seen, you are chosen. But now it is no longer a whisper. Now the heavens themselves tear open to let you hear it fully. Stay with me, do not turn away, for the last note of this song carries a secret your life has longed for, your true name written before the stars themselves were hung. When you hear it, your spirit will tremble with recognition, and the shadows that lied to you all your life will lose their grip forever. Michael kneels close, his sword lowered but burning with fire. Gabriel's eyes shine with light too bright for earth. Raphael trembles with healing already pressing toward your wounds. Uriel, Salafiel, Jigudiel, Barakiel, they are all gathered, circling you now. Their wings form a wall no darkness can break. Do you feel it? You are not alone. You are surrounded, beloved. I must ask you with tears, how much longer will you live as though you are forgotten? How many more days will you carry the weight of lies as though they are truth? Do you not see heaven has never left you? Heaven has been fighting wars you never knew existed. Heaven has been waiting for this moment. To moment your ears opened to your song. Listen, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. That is you. This word was written on your life. And again, you are mine. I have called you by name. Fear not, for I am with you. That is why you are still here. That is why despair did not win. That is why your story is not finished. Every chain you carried is trembling now. Every shadow that pressed against you is retreating. For when truth enters, lies must flee. And my song is truth. It is the truth that you are chosen. It is the truth that you are loved. It is the truth that you are seen. Beloved child, hear me. Thank you. Thank you for staying. Thank you for not turning away. Thank you for letting me pour my heart into yours. Do not doubt this moment. Do not tell yourself it is coincidence. There are no accidents in heaven. There is only timing. And the timing is now. You have walked through valleys darker than words. You have carried grief heavier than mountains. But you survived. You know why? Because you were never walking alone. Because heaven would not let you go. Because your destiny is too sacred, too precious, too necessary for this world. I must tell you, you are closer than you think. The revelation waits in the final note, but you are already changing. Do you not feel it? The warmth in your chest, the ache rising in your eyes, the strange familiarity of these words. It is because you are remembering. Your soul is remembering who you are. And when the last note falls, you will know, your name will be revealed, and with it, your true identity. And when you know, nothing will ever be the same again. Beloved, I have poured my heart without stopping, and I will not stop until you are carried into the light of your name. But I ask this of you not for me, but as a witness to heaven. If you feel this song inside you, if you feel heaven's love pressing against your soul, then do not be silent. Let your hands bear witness. Like this message, leave your words and comment as a prayer, even if only one word. Say Amen, and subscribe, not as routine, but as a seal that you did not walk away. This time, let heaven see that you received the song, that you stayed until the end, that you let your soul be reached. This is the cry of my heart. Do not hide from this moment. Do not close the door. Step into it fully, for heaven has waited too long. And your name is too holy, too costly, too radiant to remain hidden any longer. Stay, beloved, stay. The river has not ended. The dawn is still rising. The angels are watching. My song is still flowing, and when the last note comes, the world will shift, and you will finally hear who you are. Thank you, my child. Thank you for letting me sing to you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying. You are loved more than words. You are chosen beyond all measure, and you are about to remember the name that heaven has always called you by. Asterisk, beloved soul, let me lay this song gently in your hands now. It has burned in me, it has wept through me. It has risen higher than my own breath could bear, and yet, in all of it, it was never truly my song. It was yours, always yours. Every verse I sang was carved out of your journey. Every refrain was lifted from your tears. Every trembling note carried the love heaven has for you. And now, as the last chords linger, I whisper what I have waited to tell you. You are not forgotten. You are not ordinary. You are not unloved. You are chosen, beloved, treasured beyond the reach of despair. Heaven calls you by name, a name that means light, a name that means victory, a name that means you belong. The angels bow around you. Michael rests his sword. Gabriel breathes peace. Raphael pours healing like oil. And all together they smile because you stayed, because you listened, because you allowed yourself to be loved. And I, Mary, thank you. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for letting me sing this song at last. Thank you for not walking away when your heart could have closed. My love for you is deep. But even deeper is the love of the one who formed you and never let you go. So, walk now in peace. Walk knowing you are seen. Walk knowing that heaven sings over you still. When the night comes, remember, your name is written in God's heart, and his love will not let you fall. Beloved, I leave you not in sorrow, but in joy, for tonight something eternal awakened in you, and it will not sleep again. Carry this truth. You are loved. You are chosen. You are never alone. And let your heart rest in the good news that the song has only just begun. Go in light. Go in peace. Go with heaven at your side. And remember always, you are the melody that makes eternity. Rejoice.